office, he will knock and say, "Hey guys, but you promised me my title fight. All I had to do was beat Gilbert." Yeah, bro, but you're late to the party. Now they're in a position where what? We're gonna book Colby Covington versus what's his name? Oh yeah, Bella Muhammad. Or you want to fight a super fight? You want to make a super fight between Islam Makhachev, the champion, almost unbeaten champion from Dagestan, from the lightweight, contesting Colby Covington at 170. What sounds better? So Colby Covington said, once I beat Leon Edwards, once I get the welterweight division title, my first title defense, I would like it to be versus Islam Makhachev. So Islam Makhachev actually responded yesterday. He said, heck yeah. He already, prior to that, he expressed his interest in becoming a champ. Something that Khabib didn't do. Not hating on Khabib, but I'm just comparing, right? He's a similar frame like Khabib. He's 5'10", maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe. That's arguable, but they're definitely the same height, which is 5'10", for reference. He said, yes, I would love to. And he even complimented Colby. He didn't say nothing bad about Colby. On the contrary, he said, I actually expressed this while Leon Edwards, and he still is a champion. I'm still reaching out to Leon Edwards, but there's no response from Leon Edwards. He says, I wanted to contest. I want to be the double champ, champ. Nothing from Leon Edwards. So they verbally agreed. Colby wants to fight Islam. He called him out. Once he win, that was my first title defense. I love it. I love the fight. America versus Russia. American wrestling versus Russian wrestling. This is it. It's perfect. Colby is not the largest welterweight. He's a small to a medium at best, average size for a welterweight fighter. He does not lose a lot of pounds. He walks around, let's say, 180, right? Maybe sometimes even less. All he has to do is cut 10 pounds. Maybe a little bit more sometimes, but that's it. He maintains a healthy weight all year long. He walks around not a large weight, and he says it himself. I'm not a weight bully. I want to fight people my size. And that's exactly it. At 5'11", he could easily fight at lightweight. But no, he's fighting in welterweight. He feels good. He looks good. He has an unbelievable cardio. And yes, Islam Makhachev, nothing but good words for him. He said, Colby's cardio is on top of this world. His wrestling is great. He complimented his wrestling. He said his style of wrestling I like it. It's good. I just want to prove that mine is better. My wrestling will cancel out his wrestling. It's better. And we all want to see it. I think we all agree on that. It will be a super match. That's a fight to make. Two guys from two different divisions as champions colliding for a super fight, for Islam potentially to, be a double champion. Colby is just defending the title. He always wanted to. I think before Colby, when he was an interim champion of the world, he wanted to fight Khabib. There was talks behind, Khabib actually never expressed the will to go up to 170. And also part of the reason was Kamaru, for the most part, during his reign, was the champion. So now there's no more Kamaru. There's nobody alike. And Islam, from the get-go, wanted to fight. This is a perfect opportunity. I love every single one bit of it. Now, when it comes to Leon Edwards, he would be also a really good matchup for Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev is not scared. Whoever it is, he would fight. Leon Edwards is 6'2". That's a big size difference. That's a difference. He's very lengthy. He's proven he's takedown defense versus Kamaru Usman, so it would be a great matchup as well. But the problem with Leon Edwards, and I'm not trying to be, not trying to be a hater of Leon Edwards, is like, you did so well. You beat Kamaru Usman. The boss, man, Dana White, claims he's the welterweight GOAT. You beat the welterweight GOAT not once, but twice. You should be the loudest guy in the entire roster. I would be. A lot of people would be. That's something to be proud of, right? But no, instead, he does what he's doing. He's not doing much. He's not active. He's not loud. I don't see him anywhere. Last thing I saw was he was training with Ian Gary. And that's great. Good for Ian Gary. That's smart of Ian Gary to train with the champion. That's great. And I think they might be a part of the same management group, which is Paradigm, which is the same group as Conor McGregor. So you would think that him being a part of Paradigm, he would learn a thing or two from the greats. and be more active and, just talk, bro. You don't have to be a trash talker. You don't have to be the new Conor McGregor. Just bring something of your personality. Be loud, be proud. You beat Kamaru Usman twice. Not a lot of people can say that. Nobody can actually say that. I don't think anybody beat Kamaru Usman twice. You should be the loudest one. You should be making the shots. No, he was complaining, I'm not making the shots. Yeah, bro, but it doesn't start that way. You need to, bring everything up a notch, your personality, your everything. You can hate Colby Covington all you want, but for the most part, he's playing a character. If you can't see that, maybe you're just a little bit limited. With all due respect, he's playing a character day and night. You know the old Colby. He was a nice, quiet guy, and then he realized he was going to get cut. He changed his persona, and look what that did for him. He's still a terrific fighter. He's a great fighter. He can back it up for the most part. And now the problem with this matchup is that, yes, in order for this to happen, Islam Makhachev versus Colby Covington, they need to win their fights, right? First of all, yes, Islam Makhachev, even though he is the favorite, we all kind of expected, especially how the first match went, but he has to beat Charles Oliveira. That's number one. That's coming up now in less than 3 weeks in October on Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. Then, more importantly, you would need Colby Covington to beat Leon Edwards to take the title, which is going to be a bigger challenge because Colby is the underdog. Underdog for a reason. I mean, come on, you're fighting a guy that beat Kamaru Usman twice. He's lengthy, much taller than him. He's 6'2" versus 5'11". He's a very good striker. He's got very good takedown defense. The odds are for Leon Edwards for a reason. So yes, Colby's got a much bigger challenge. But I love this. They call dibs on each other. And while you have still Bilal Muhammad scratching his head, ooh, I want the title fight. You gotta change your approach. That's not the way to do it. I mean, just by example, check this out. Ian Gary, I mentioned Ian Gary just now. He is the upcoming kid on the block. He's 25 years old. He's very strong. He's showed a lot of skill. He just fought, yes, you could say, sure, Neil Magny on short notice, but he showed a lot of power. You cannot deny that. You cannot deny that he will be a problem for a lot of fighters. He might be a future champion. He does show a lot of potential. You can't deny that. What did he do? He called out Colby. He said, Colby, I would beat the heck out of Colby. No, you think in your head, you know what? That's possible. Might not happen, right? He's not as proven as obvious as Colby. He doesn't have a track record to prove that, yet. But it's definitely in the realm of possibilities. Just looking at paper, looking at what he does, much younger fighter, very strong, very big for the welterweight division at 6'3". He's a tower. And he possesses a lot of strength, a lot of power in his striking. So you could see that definitely being a problem for Colby. So what did he do? He called out Colby. Colby's response, masterful. Colby's response, who? Who's that? Never heard of him. He can say that now, and he's doing it masterfully, and we're all laughing, and we know he heard of him. Of course he did. Of course he also knows that he might be a very big problem. But the way he does things, marketing-wise, for the media, it's perfect. Yes, he can get away with saying, who is he? And we're all going to laugh, and we're all going to forget about it. Yes, he literally ducked him right there. He's not going to talk about it. He didn't say anything. He didn't say, oh yeah, bring it on. I want to fight him. He's going to be my second title defense, my first title defense. No. He literally ignored his existence. That's perfect. He did the same thing. Just for reference, he did the same thing with Khamzat Chimaev. When Khamzat Chimaev was just climbing the ranks, he had a few fights. He immediately called out everybody on the top of the welterweight division. Colby said, who is this guy? I have no idea who this dude is. He's not even in the top 15, let alone top 10. I mean, come on, guys. Are you serious? Then he could not ignore him. You can't keep saying the same thing over and over again, especially if the guy keeps winning like Khamzat Chimaev. He gets so many followers. He's got millions of followers now. He's the real deal. Once we figured out that Khamzat is the real deal, you got to have a different response. What did he do? He masterfully did that as well. It's a witty, intelligent response. When the whole thing happened with Nate Diaz, what happened? He missed weight by 8 pounds. Doesn't matter how or why he missed 8 pounds. That is a fact. You can take that fact and you can play with it however you want. As long as it makes remotely sense, you can play around with that, with the media, with your fans, with everybody. You can bring it to the table and people are going to be like, wow, That's funny. That's smart. And it is. Even though it's probably untrue. Like, what he said was, hey, Khamzat Chimaev, he's an unprofessional. Come on, guys. He missed weight by 8 pounds. I'm dealing with an amateur here. That's a part of the business, right? You gotta make weight. That's a part of the sport. That's the number one thing. Before the fight happens, you gotta make weight. He used that against him, and he's right. That makes him look like an amateur, right? Doesn't matter if the doctor showed up in Khamzat's room and stopped him from cutting weight. No. We don't even know that for a fact. Maybe it did happen. It doesn't matter. Most people don't know. That's what matters, right? Casuals, regular fans, a lot of those people don't know the very details, right? And they don't need to know. This sounds good. Yeah. He missed weight by 8 pounds. Oh, by the way, he left the division. He's going to 185. No. He ran away from me. That's perfect. He ran away from Colby, even though nobody believes that. Nobody would even think about that. But the way Colby said it and portrayed it, you can interpret it that way. It makes sense. And it's funny. That's a perfect way of avoiding an opponent, right? That's one way of doing it. Or you could do it the wrong way, which my opinion is Kamaru Usman. When he was asked about Shavkat, his response was long. And it's clear as day you don't want to fight him. But his response was, you know what? Yeah, he didn't really beat anybody meaningful in the top 10. He has to prove himself. He has this many fights. Sure, he has many knockouts, many finishes, but he's competition. Yeah, I'm bored already. You're going on forever, buddy. Just say it. You don't want to fight him. You might as well just say that. Nobody believes it. Now you just proven it. Yeah, okay. You know who he is. You know what he does. Apparently, you know about his record. You know what he does. So you don't want to fight him because it's not good for your career at this moment, right? It's too risky. That's one horrible way of ducking a fight. It's just by example. But yeah, it's just crazy. So Colby's a master of doing these things. He not only did he just like call dibs if he wins, he called dibs on Islam. Islam agreed to it. We have an arrangement. You bring it to Dana White, and Dana White is what is the organization going to say? Then Bilal Muhammad, again, one step behind, will run to the door of the UFC office. He will knock and say, hey guys, but you promised me my title fight. All I had to do was beat Gilbert. Yeah, bro, but you're late to the party. Now they're in a position where what? We're going to book Colby Covington versus, what's his name? Oh yeah, Bilal Muhammad. Or you want to fight a super fight. You want to make a super fight between Islam Makhachev, the champion, almost unbeaten champion from Dagestan, from the lightweight, contesting Colby Covington at 170. What sounds better? Let me know what you guys think. I think it's very entertaining. I think it's a great fight, potential fight, but of course, a lot of things have to happen in order for that fight to happen. First of all, Colby needs to take the title. And of course, Islam has to defend his title. But yeah, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to Octa Cage MMA. I'll see you in the next one.